Hello friends. So in the last video we learned about the De Morgan's law and some of the outcomes as a result of the complementing of a set. In this video we are going to see some of the laws of operation on sets. So we have learned about two very basic operations, that are the union and intersection. So let us see the laws governing these operations. So the first law, a very common law, is known as the commutative law. So let us see how it works. So first let us just take three sets for our consideration. So let us assume that the sets A, B and C are subsets of the universal set. So universal set has all the elements. So these are proper subsets of the universal, any random subsets of the universal set. So let us see the commutative law. So what it means is, so it doesn't matter what is the order of the operation. So let us take the union operation first. So let us say A union B. So we are operating A and B with the union operation. We are combining the elements of A and B. So the commutative law says that it doesn't matter how you operate. You can do B and A or A and B. The result will be same. So if you're so just think logically that if you have some elements in A and B, if you combine them together, you will end up with the same elements. It doesn't matter in which order you are doing it. So it just means that A union B and B union A are one and the same. This is our commutative law. The same law also holds for the intersection of sets, the operation of intersection. That means, in the same way, just think about it like this. There are some elements in A and there are some elements in B. So there are certain elements which are common in both of them. So it doesn't matter how you are doing the operation, the common elements will remain the same. So it could be B intersection A or A intersection B. The common elements always remain the same. So the commutative law also holds for the intersection of set. The next law we will see is the associative law. So for this we need to consider more than two sets. So we are grouping the sets and then we are performing the operation. So let us take three sets A, B and C. So let us consider the operation of union first. So this is what we have, this is the expression. So what this associative law states is, if you are going to take the union of three sets, so we know that this operation is binary. So first we have to do it on two sets, then we have to combine the result with the third set. Just like you would do a mathematical expression. If you have 2 plus 3 plus 5, in our mind we can do it quickly, but the process is we do 2 plus 3 and then we add 5 into it, or we do 3 plus 5 and then we add 2 into it. This is how logically we do binary operations. The same way we have three sets. Now we are doing the associative law. So what associative law says is, if you are going to take the union of these three sets, doesn't matter how you do the grouping. So you can do A union B, so you get a set and then you do the union with C, or you do A with the union of B and C. The result will be same. So just think of it, all these three sets you combine, you get the same elements in the end. Doesn't matter how you are combining them. So what it means is, if you take this operation first, so we know that brackets are performed first in mathematics. Whatever is there in the brackets, we perform the operation first. So we are performing B union C, we get a set, and now that we are doing the union with A. So now we have a result. So what it means is, this result is the same as this. So first we combine A and B and then we do it with C. So both of these things are one and the same. How you are grouping the sets and performing the operation is irrelevant in the union. The same thing is also true for the intersection of sets. That is, that's it. So we have the intersection of the set A with the common elements of B and C. So that is the common elements of A, B and C. That is what the result is. So again the grouping doesn't matter. You can do A and B and then take it with C. It will be the same. If you see the Venn diagram, the common elements of these three sets are in this region, right? This is the common region. So it doesn't matter how you are combining them together to get the final result. This is what we will end up with. So you can do intersection of A with B and C, or you can do the intersection of C with A and B. The grouping doesn't matter. That is the associative law. Okay. Now let us see the idempotent law. So idempotent law is this idempotent law. You will see it many places. All these laws you will see them in different branches of mathematics. When you are operating a set with itself, whether it be the union or intersection, you end up with the same set. That's all it means. So what it means is you're operating this set with itself. So the union of A and A, you might have guessed it's the same thing, right? So if you're combining the elements of the same set, you end up with the same set. It's not like you end up with 2 times the numbers, because in set we don't do the repetitions. The same elements you will end up with. Similarly, intersection. What are the common elements between the set A and A? The same elements. You don't have anything new or you don't have something less. It's the same thing. So this is the idempotent law. Law of identity. So law of identity is, if you have a set, you have to find another set. If you do the operation between these two sets, you get the same set. So apart from this set A itself, so we have a set A, we have to find another set such that if you operate these two, you end up with the same set A. So how can we find that? So let us see for the operation union. So we have the set A. So with what other set can I do the union to end up with the same set? So we won't use the same set, that is a trivial. We won't say A union A is A, that is the idempotent law. So what is the other set that I can use? So if you think about it, the only possibility is the set phi, that is the empty set. So union of something with nothing ends up with that same, whatever you started with. So you have some elements and you're adding nothing into it. So you end up with the same. The same thing if you are understanding in algebra or addition of numbers, you take the number 1 and you add nothing into it, it's still 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So for addition, 0 is the identity. For union, the set phi is the identity. So this is what law of identity is for the union operation. Let us see what is the identity for the intersection operation. So just try to think about it. What are the common elements of the set A and another set such that you end up with the same set? Just think about it. So B and C, they could have some elements, we have no definition of it. They are just some random sets, we don't know what is there in them. So if you think about it, if you are taking the intersection of this set with the universal set, so universal set has all the elements we discussed. So A and the universal set, if you are taking the intersection, you will end up with A only, right? That's it. So intersection of A and universal set, you end up with A. So for union, you have the identity as phi, that is the empty set, and for intersection, you have the identity as the universal set. So this is the law of identity. So we have seen 4 laws, that is commutative law, associative law, idempotent law, and the law of identity for these operations of union and intersection. Now